I got a BBL and I almost died. Second BBL for that reason, and I wanted more hips. I didn't have a lot of hips before. I woke up and I'm like,
but it catches up with you, and it catches up with you fast. After a year, like, I was over 200 pounds.
Because this man clearly works miracles.
It usually comes off pretty easily.
Like, it's the big day, guys.
If I make this change, how do I teach a Black child to love their own features?
I got a BBL and I almost died. I have 6 blood transfusions. I had 5 emergency surgeries. That turned out way bigger than I expected or I even asked for.
I only wish that you wouldn't have done it, yes.
My name is the HCX Hottie. I grew up in a little town in Texas, a twin sister. Being a twin affected the relationship I had with my body because my twin sister was always smaller. I was always the naturally more curvy one. I had my son. I was 13 days away from being 18 years old. I was a child and I had a child. Having a child changed my body in ways that I was not ready for. I had stretch marks, I had hormonal imbalances, I had PCOS, all these things that caused me to maintain or gain weight. I was unhappy with my body. I worked out. I ended up losing 30 pounds naturally, but it didn't make me lose weight and be smaller in the waist, bigger in the, so.
And why did you decide to get your first BBL?
I decided to get my first BBL in 2018.
All right, I'm confused. So is she getting things reduced? Because she already has a booty. Doing a reduction, right? Because you're getting a BBL. I hope you're doing reduction because if you're moving the fat and gonna put more back there, heesh.
I went to Mexico. Was I nervous? I was terrified. Right after the procedure, it felt like I got hit by a bus, so there was that. But after the procedure, I felt really good. I still had stretch marks though, so I got the second BBL for that reason, and I wanted more hips. I didn't have a lot of hips before. I woke up and I went through the whole procedure again, and my doctor is like, well, more fat to your butt to route out your hips. So that booty, that is the booty you see today. That is insane.
I'm at a loss of words. Like, so you had stretch marks, so you went and said, let me go look like a blow-up doll. Seriously, that's what you look like. You look like something somebody just says, all right, you ready? Yeah, let's go. I mean, come on now. Ridiculous. This is too much.
I got a BBL back in 2021 in the middle of the pandemic, and the reason why I say I hate it sometimes is because the way that it's shaped, is a little, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, like, the body still be a little T a little bit, but in certain stuff, it's giving real boxy. And I don't know. Like, I guess this is for, like, most people anyways. Like, it ain't even just people with BBLs. Like, if you just have a certain shape, certain things you're just not gonna look good in, And then, like, my expectation, like, I don't know exactly what I expected myself to look like. Like, I wasn't even shaped like
Where's the pictures?
what I thought I was gonna look like. Not only that, but like the weight gain. Like, when you get your body done and you realize that, like, you really you start doing certain things, drinking and eating certain things that you feel like you couldn't have done before because your body already where you needed to be. But it catches up with you, and it catches up with you fast. After a year, like, I was over 200 pounds. No, I'm dragging it. I wasn't 200 pounds. I was probably like 185, but that's close enough to me. I don't know. I feel like I can get more into detail, but those are just some of the reasons.
I bet, like, you look like you used to be skinny. So you went and got a BBL. The fat came on you. Now you're regretting it. Never should have got it.
plastic surgery transformation because this is f***ing crazy. Who is this surgeon and does he do BBLs? Because this man clearly works miracles, dog. What? Look at the before and after. Look.
This is the problem. I mean, I don't understand, but I'm looking at the lady cheering this on and looking at her face. She wants to go tomorrow, I can imagine. It's like a whole different person. But she has makeup on, though. Like, she could have went to a good makeup artist that knew what they were doing, and they could have drew her face on like this. No need to get the surgery.
Look at the material. I'm gonna show a clip I just saw on Twitter.
You can't make this up.
Now, on a serious note, that man has hands touched by God because this is an exquisite work of art. I have never seen anyone look this good after getting their face redone. She looked like a whole new person. I bet she pulled up to her family's house and they're like, who the are you? No, she looks really good. And if he can do this, I'm sure he can make all you ladies with the chicken leg BBLs look good too. Y'all need to find out that man's information and get in his DM so I don't gotta see no more botched
Just like
BBLs.
BBLs.
Save your money.
Okay, you don't want one.
Go
Good.
to this man.
At least, well, you're talking like you don't want one. That's good. No, they don't need to go to him. Seriously. You know, it's wild. But this is not okay. What are you showing the youth? There's young girls watching this. Inspiring until they turn 18. I'm telling you, there's girls walking around with flatties. I know a lot of ladies that got their butt in the gym. Yes, you can build a butt in a gym. It takes hard work. It takes time, but it's earned. I think that's better. And I'm sure other guys agree too.
Up, it's usually comes off pretty easily.
Guys, I'm here at my doctor's office. This is my cast reveal. Like, it's the big day, guys. So I'm still swollen. You could tell underneath my eyes, especially the left side is still swollen. But you know what? I still look cute with swollen eyes. That's the thing. So I will let you guys in and you guys will see what's happening. I was a little congested, which is normal, and still a little runny, but it's not blood anymore. It's just clear. So no boogers or anything crazy like that yet. Just runny nose, no blood. There's an awareness there, but I'm just taking Tylenol at this point. Pain levels like 1. You could feel kind of like the rawness around the edges and the middle where I was cut.
Okay, we're just gonna gently lift it up. It's usually comes off pretty easily. There we go. Awesome.
Oh wow,
good.
so beautiful.
Yeah, already looks really good. Just gonna feel it.
Can't wait for you to see it.
Good. Yeah, just a little bit swollen up here where we added some tissue there. Yeah, everything looks really good. I'm just gonna have a look there. Yeah, you want to clean it?
Yes, I could feel it.
Yeah.
Your eyes are not dripping?
No, nose.
The nose, I'll let you have a look. So here's just a little mirror. You can have a look at it. Oh, she's a female. It has a gender nose.
She's cute.
You look so beautiful.
Even better
Yeah.
Yes, definitely
when
much-
she goes out.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
You look
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's really cute.
I
It's
can't
really
smile
cute.
yet though.
Good.
Like
Yeah.
I can't do full smile yet
Yeah, yeah, your
because
teeth
I
are
feel
gonna
the
be-
tightness.
it's gonna-
So that area, the swelling is the most.
That's going to take the longest. Yeah,
Okay,
That's gonna
so
take the
this will
longest.
go down,
Yeah.
and then
then
this
that
will
go
start
down.
gradually.
That's right.
So this is
exactly.
the gift that keeps on giving.
That's
Every
right.
month,
That's right. It
I'm
keeps
gonna be
going down.
happier and happier
That's
with the
right.
way it looks.
Yeah, so the bridge goes down pretty quickly, but the tip area here is what takes really 2 years to fully go down. and when you have kind of thick skin like you have. But and then we, as we talked about before, we may do some cortisone injections and to reduce the swelling. Yeah, around 2-3 months. Yeah.
Could we do 2 months?
Sure. I think let's see you at 2 months.
And what about this nostril looking? Well, the nostrils you said would look maybe a little uneven, but it's not.
Yeah, look up.
It's just
it looks pretty good. Yeah, it's just normal. It looks like pretty normal to me. Just normal swelling and stuff. The right.
Getting no jobs, butts done. And you know what they say? The same thing. I'm not doing it for a man. I'm doing it for me. For me. I feel better. I look in the mirror. And then 2 months later, guys still aren't talking to me because no matter what you get done, you still have to go out in the date market and deal with the same men who the same women who are 10s are struggling with right now. You got to go deal with the same thing. You'll be happy and wonder why no one's talking to you. And then also, let alone, I got to say this because some of you ladies have men at home. But what do they say? I'm doing it for me.
Got on a plane and I went over to Istanbul, Turkey, the nose job capital. The day we arrived was a chill day. The next day, I'm getting ready for surgery and I wore this cute little set. Here I am walking into the hospital. Oh my gosh, you guys, I was nervous. It's a quick room tour and boom, I had my consultation with Dr. Alp. Amazing consultation, super happy with it. And he took videos and pictures of me. Then they showed me all the medicines I had to take. Oh my gosh, it was so many medication. Of course, I got dressed in my gown. I don't know why I was adamant about keeping the wig on, but oh well.
I got to pause this because look, doesn't it look like the other lady went to get this lady's nose? Seriously, no relation. But looks like she went, they said, okay, we're going to give her this lady's nose, her old nose. It's wild. That's what it looks like. They said, okay, we're going to give your old nose to this lady. You look kind of similar, but your nose is smaller than hers. Let's give her yours. Like, come on now.
Put on these super tight socks. I don't know how they expected me to get ready while I was taking in some oxygen, but thank goodness she was there to help me. And now it's time for surgery. Last video of my old nose and ooh, new nose. How do we like it? I personally love it. He was able to reduce my nasal bone, which was my main insecurity. And yeah, super happy with it. And this is me right out of surgery, guys. I was out of it, but I had to look at my face. Like that's all I could think about. What the heck? But I liked it already, even with the cast. Then it was time to eat some soup. Oh my gosh, I was so dehydrated. The white stuff on my lips is Vaseline because I refuse to be dry. Recovering for a week in Istanbul, doing a little bit of sightseeing and mostly just relaxing. It was time for me to take off my cast. This is my initial cast off. And obviously, I was very happy. Now, I know you're not supposed to go in with the intentions to like your nose. And there were some things that I didn't like. But because I was mentally prepared, I loved it. I just focused on what my main insecurity was and what I wanted to change. But I knew my face was still very swollen. I knew my nose was extremely swollen. And I knew over time a couple things will change. Doctor then put on my second cast. I went home and now unboxed my new nose with me. I put a warm cloth over my face, used some Jamaican black castor oil on a Q-tip. I rubbed that around the perimeter of my cast and slowly took it off. Check me out. Oh my gosh. Super cute already. Already a big change from the first initial cast off. Wow. This is the new nose. It's so dirty. Side. Other side. I love it so much. For my nose job girlies, especially if you're going to Alp and you want more information, I have a full vlog on my YouTube. And I'm planning to answer questions I've been getting, as well as share some helpful tips. Feel free to follow me here on TikTok. Also subscribe to my YouTube for more detailed updates and longer videos, because I could only add so much information on these short TikTok. All right.
And it's wild. I remember I saw a Filipino guy. His surgery was botched. His nose looked regular before. He got a nose job, and his nose now is like a pinky, like my pinky, like that part here. That's his nose. It's weird why he got the surgery, but he got it. Maybe it wasn't as expensive as these ladies are paying because it was in Turkey. Maybe he got it done in the Philippines, but yeah, he got it so cheap, right? So yeah, he got it done in the Philippines, I think, and it wasn't a good doctor. So ladies, I suggest you don't do it, but if you're going to do it, don't go to a cheap doctor.
Say I was scared to go alone. I had certain circumstances that happened and I ended up going alone because I was actually meant to go with someone. The day of my surgery, I got told that this person couldn't go with me. So for me, it was just a thing where it's like, do I now postpone my childcare, my time off work, my recovery? Do I postpone that because I can't go with someone, or do I just go and do what I wanted to do anyway? Like, I already had one surgery before. I had a breast augmentation and I went to Turkey alone. Personally, I've been to Turkey around 20 times. Like, I've been to Turkey a lot of. So yeah, like, I wouldn't say I was scared. I was more let down by the person, and then I just thought, you know what, this is something that I've been wanting to do. I'm just going to go ahead and do it off my own back. And yeah, I went alone. I literally had the whole week there. So I'm trying to think of like step by step how it actually went, but it was a bit of a long time for me now. Like, it was in November 2023. From the hotel, they pick you up, they take you to the hospital, my bloods, they checked everything, and then the next day I was going to have surgery. So one thing people always ask me as well is, when did I meet my surgeon? I met my surgeon in person the morning of my surgery. So my surgery was at 8. He came in at 5:30. He drew on my body. I had pictures, I had a notes page, and I said, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And then he was so thorough that he sat there and was like, okay, so the ones that you don't like, their body looked like this before, so that won't happen to you because of X, Y, and Z, and you've got a good frame. And I remember saying to my surgeon, please don't make me natural, because my surgeon actually specializes in natural BBLs. And I turned around and was like, you know what, like, again, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. I do not want a natural BBL. My body is very natural, but if I never told him to not do natural, I would have been even more natural, and that's not the look I wanted. The whole point of getting surgery and getting a BBL is to obviously have the small waist, the big nyash, and to just feel confident. Like, one thing I know for other girls who are looking to go, my surgeon is really, really good at tummy tucks. Like, I never had one, but in future, if I ever have more kids and I want to go and get one, it'll definitely be him. If you cannot go by yourself, don't go by yourself. Like, there's no point. Like, you want someone that's there, that is supportive. Don't just go with anyone for the sake of it. Like, don't go with like a friend that you think's going to look after you, and then the whole time you're there, that person does not look after you. And it's just like, why did I bring you? Because essentially, that's one thing I would say. If you're going to take someone with you to go for surgery, you should pay for them as well. Like, I went with my friend for her breast surgery, and you just need to know, if that person needs food, you need to go and get the food. If I'm talking about your companion, actually, so if you're getting your BBL and your friends with you, if you need food, you need to make sure that this friend is a friend that'll get up and go and get food for you. Not that, oh, I can't, like, babe, this isn't a holiday. The whole point you're here is to help me. Do you get it? So just make sure the person you're going with is compassionate, empathetic, because sometimes, depending on your pain threshold, you might not be able to just bounce up and like be able to get yourself the water that's literally just on the side over there. On a normal day you would, but you just had surgery. So yeah, I wasn't scared, I was more excited. I was let down, but that's a whole different issue.
3 months since my second nose job, so let's talk about why I got a second nose job, and also what on earth possessed me to pick my surgeon the day before the surgery. The main reason why I even got a second nose job is because my first nose job was quite natural. I didn't really research much, and at the time I was only 20, so I feel like I wasn't that experienced in the whole surgery world. I feel like I picked the most popular surgeon at the time. So fast forward 5 years later, my nose was looking fat, it was looking big. I had a ton of scar tissue in my nose, so my nose was huge, and also from the side it just looked horrible. Like, it was so droopy. So I was like, I'm not having this, I need my nose done. I literally woke up one day and I was like, no, I want my nose done next week, which is like insane, but that's kind of how I work. I kind of just, I get up and I decide what I want to do for the week or the day, and I just do it. So I was like, I'm booking a surgeon for next week. I messaged a ton of surgeons. I had been searching for surgeons for a while now because I always knew that I wanted my nose done again. Some people do enjoy the natural look, but I've always known that I was made for the tiny petite Barbie look. Like, I want to be a Barbie, and that's okay. Not everyone wants to look natural. Some of us enjoy looking like a fake Barbie. I've been researching surgeons for a while, so I just DM'd a surgeon that I had already contacted before. So I kind of just asked him, do you guys have availability for next week? And he said yes. This is what it's currently looking like. Obviously it looks really weird here because I had all tape and I've got makeup on my actual face. So I'm going to do makeup on my nose so you can see what it looks like together. And I know I have a filter on, but my nose is really swollen. It takes 2 whole years for it to heal, and it's only been 3 months, so I'm putting a filter on. But anyway, back to the story. He said his prices, I wasn't really sure. And if you didn't know, second nose jobs cost a lot more than a first nose job. My second nose job was literally double the cost of my first nose job. I ended up paying around 10k. That's also because he did take a bit of fat out of my cheeks. You can't tell right now because I gained it back during the nose job recovery. But anyway, so I contacted another doctor who's quite popular at the moment, and he was a lot cheaper. I think he only tried to charge me like 6k. So I booked with him. I get to Turkey now. I'm at the airport, and no one's replying to my messages. When you book a surgery, they normally have this package where you can get a driver to pick you up. So I had that package. I landed at 1 a.m. No one's replying to my messages. And I was like, sorry, but hello. And I don't know what it is about me, but I go off of vibes instantly. Like, I go with my intuition, my gut, and I was like, this is my second nose job. If I'm feeling not too sure already, there's literally like no point going forward with it. And obviously I felt crazy because I was like, I've just landed in Turkey, I've got like 24 hours to pick another surgeon. But you know, when you're researching nose jobs, there's all these group chats of different girls talking about their experiences, how it's gone for them and things like that. So I was speaking to some girl and she showed me one of her friend's nose jobs that my doctor did, and I was like, I need that. I was like, who did her nose? And she told me instantly. And I spoke to her about the doctor that I had already booked. And she was like, girl, no. She was like, his noses aren't that great. His stitch work is horrid. And when she said that, it kind of made it more evident to me that it actually was. Like, I wasn't really paying attention to it that much. I just paid attention to the price. I did not want to spend 10k, but here we are. I cancelled on the original doctor on the spot. I was at the airport. He sent the driver. Well, the team sent the driver. And I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm cancelling. I messaged the doctor that actually did my nose at like 4 a.m. And I was like, hi, do you guys have any appointments for today? And the assistant got back to me and he was like, yeah, of course. Like, come in for a consultation in a few hours and we'll have you seen. I went in for my consultation. The doctor spoke to me for literally over an hour. He was so helpful. 3 months later, it's still super, super swollen, but that's to be expected. Honestly, nose job recovery can take up to 2 years if you have thick skin. And I have extremely thick skin is what he said. So honestly, I know my recovery is going to take a minute. And I knew that from my first nose job because my nose was swollen for ages. So it will get a lot smaller than that. And he has recommended Accutane for me. And I was on it for a month. But then I wanted laser. Like, it's summertime. I need laser, so I stopped taking Accutane. There was literally like no pain, but the only thing I would say is the recovery was hell. I wasn't allowed to work out for 3 months, which is why I put on so much weight, which led me to now being on Mounjaro, which is great. But honestly, I'm a heavy gym girl. I was going to the gym like 4 times a week. I wasn't allowed to work out for 3 months, barely go on runs or walks. He was like, no, babe, you're sitting down at home for these 3 months or your nose is going to swell up. So yeah, that is that. If you guys have any questions about my nose job, let me know. I went to Dr. Ahmet Alp in Turkey. It was great. It was so worth it. I also got chin lipo in Turkey at the same time and I would not recommend it. So let me know if you want a story time about my chin lipo because that was a waste of nearly 2k. But yeah, bye.
Like, are you honestly mad Gorilla got her nose done? Or are you mad that it looks bad? I honestly feel that if Gorilla's nose came out looking like Tiana Teolis and it was tastefully done, this wouldn't even be an issue. Honestly, the thing is, in my opinion, it just looks way too European from what her nose used to look like to now. It just doesn't look good. I honestly don't know where she went to go get that nose done. I don't know why all the black girls are getting the Whoville special, but as someone that loves plastic surgery, it just doesn't look good. And right now I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite, but one thing I know about nose jobs, a nose makes up your whole face. And your look as a person. This I do know for sure. You have to be so careful with these nose jobs because dead ass, they never look good in person. One nostril's always bent in and then it's you can always tell because it's always this. I'm not even mad that she got a nose job, whatever. She obviously wanted it, so she did it. So if you're gonna get your nose done, I beg of you, please don't get the Whoville special because it looks crazy. You don't have no bridge. Everyone can see straight up your nostrils and it just doesn't look good. I don't know. What do y'all think?
Run.
I'm seeing so much discourse about black women getting nose jobs and I'm not gonna lie, I used to be one of the girls who wanted to get one. Just wanted to do a tip plasty and just make it a little smaller, but not really changing anything. Nothing dramatic though. But then I started to ask myself, if I make this change, right, how do I teach a black child to love their own features if I erased my own? That's ultimately what stopped me. And I'm not here to be anti-surgery. I'm just more about being intentional about getting certain things done. This wouldn't have sat right with me if I did it. I just didn't want to remove something that connected me to where I came from. But I will say I do like when the girls get like the ethnic nose jobs and it looks like their own nose, just maybe refined. But still, it's not for me. Does anybody else feel me?
So he's coming.